Hey guys, Antonio here with some more The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Today we're going to talk about lesson 14, which is on failure. So there's this chapter, was wonderful. I loved everything about it. They start off by going into how your character is built. And one way, I know we talked about this in a previous chapter, but they give a great way on how character is built, and that is through failure. Through reverses in life and setbacks and temporary defeat, you basically have to keep overcoming failure. And the way failure pushes you down, it's only pushing you down because you're not doing something right? You're not following the laws that you need to follow in order to get to where you want to go, or not doing the thing that you need to do that you need to get to where you want to go. So the only thing you can do from failure is then adjust, analyze the failure, and see what you didn't do, or what you did too much of, or what you did too little of, change it, and then go again. And then if you pass that step, then you know that failure has now taught you what you did wrong. Every defeat teaches a lesson for anyone who's ready and willing to be taught. The problem with failure is that in society it's treated as such a negative thing, and people are almost afraid to deal with it. I never experienced this as a young kid, but now I hear that they give out participation trophies and stuff like that. To me, that's just a way to shield someone from failure, of them losing and them knowing what they did wrong. And yes, people could take failure very, very much to heart and then become depressed over it. But when you shield yourself from it, you're shielding yourself from all the positive lessons you can learn from it, and the toughness of character that gets built through dealing with the failure, dealing with the sadness of emotions, and getting past it. I know that personally for me, anytime that I've had a failure in life, it has made me become stronger for the next one. Smaller things big things that I've faced in the past are now make me overcome the smaller things so much easier that they don't even bother me. Whereas someone who isn't used to failure would easily get hurt and knocked down from that small failure. Strength and growth can only come through the continuous effort and struggle that you get through from achieving and trying to achieve something. And the opposite, which is disuse, not doing anything, brings atrophy and decay. Napoleon Hill says, for you to study and try to correctly interpret every big moment that you've had in your life, whether it be positive or negative, and see all the good things that came from it because of failure. And you have to basically one way he gives for making this a lot easier is going back and forgiving your enemies. When you can go back, truly forgive your enemies, and then from there be able to step back and see the thing as a third-party perspective, the way you're doing that is by removing your emotional connection to it, by forgiving the person or thing that did the thing to you. You now remove the emotional connection. When you remove the emotional connection, you can now see it as if a third person was seeing it and look at it very logically. Once you can look at it very logically, you can then take it and see what you did wrong, see how you can improve on it, see how you can become better for next time, and then learn from it. So the key here is being able to forgive the thing or person that did the bad thing to you, accept it, forgive him. Once you can forgive him, you're removing the emotional connection from it, and then from there you can view it and actually correctly interpret what is going on. And I like this part here where he talks about unfortunate is the person who has never had the thrill of being penniless at one time or another. because poverty is the richest experience that can come to a man, an experience which, however, he advises one to get away from as quickly as possible. I'm sure you've heard of so many stories about rags to riches. People grow up in the hood and now they're extremely rich. They're a pop star, they're a rapper, they're a athlete, they're a CEO of some major corporation, all because of their hard upbringing. That hard upbringing brought with it a lot of failures, that gave them a lot of passion, perseverance, grit, and being able to deal with the failure a lot easier. They can overcome things so much more because they're used to so much shit. When you get used to so much shit and you can overcome it so much easier, you now become more powerful, stronger character. But it's when you become penniless, your back is against the wall. You have nothing else to do besides work as hard as you can to get where you want to go. That's the whole point of being penniless. He doesn't suggest people to go broke, but when you hit rock bottom, and only way is up. So you have to work towards getting up. And you need to realize that your enemies are basically people that are helping you along your way, because they are exploiting things that you couldn't do. When you have competition in business, if they're competing with you, that means they're doing something right, or they're doing something that you're doing, and you can only beat them by doing better. So while that may be a small failure, that you're losing some sales to a competitor, the only way you can do better is by taking what they're doing and trying to do better than them. That's why competition can also be a way of teaching you failure. It goes to thank everyone who calls failure failure. As long as because if you realize that you can survive it and keep trying on, and then you can basically prove that you are the most powerful person in your field if you overcome all of these downsides. And the last thing he wants you to keep in mind is that there's a wheel on which the affairs of men revolve, and its mechanism is such that it prevents any man from being always fortunate. The wheel is always turning. If it brings us sorrow today, it will bring us joy tomorrow. Life is a cycle of varying events, fortunes and misfortunes. So you always have to keep in mind that no matter what you're going through right now, it may get a little bit worse, but it can't get so much worse for so long. Eventually, if you keep working, if you keep fighting during that time period, it's only going to get better. When it's good, I don't tend to think about it in the sense that, if it's good, it's gonna be bad soon. No, I keep working while it's good in order to minimize the bad. But bad things happen to everyone regardless of what your case is. No matter how much luck you might have, you always need to keep working. So realize that even if you're going through something bad right now, this is just a test to get you to the next level. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you like this book, purchase it on Amazon. I left a link in the description down low. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, learning about failure. Also, share with some of your friends on social media who have trouble with failure. They could probably really use this information. Also, subscribe for more videos, guys, and I hope you all have a great day.